Hi! Welcome to my speed build for the cemetery area on my island in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've never done a speed build before, nor seen many other YouTubers do them, but I'm guessing it's similar to a Sims speed build and I can just show you what I did while talking about what I did. Hopefully this works out interesting and not too boring. One of those things that has bothered me about my island for the past, well, for months at this point because I haven't done any large projects on my island in a while, would be my teeny tiny cemetery in the back of my island. I felt that for adding to the spook factor, I really should have a properly sized cemetery. Not to mention, the back area was mostly devoted to my orchard, which is something I seldom use. When I originally came up with the idea for my cemetery, it was supposed to be this kind of hidden area back by my secret beach, which is something I really loved the idea of, but I felt after I had done it, it just sort of looked like an afterthought. Like, oh, she's into spooky things, so she just stuck a wee little cemetery there. Meanwhile, my orchard took up a significant amount of space on the back portion of my island. And while orchards are one of those things that when you're early on in the game, they're really great, they make you a decent amount of money to pay off your many, many debts to Tom Nook, but after you reach a certain point in the game, the money versus work involved in picking and selling fruit just doesn't feel as worth it when you could, oh, I don't know, have a giant field of golden roses instead. So I started by removing the walkway around my orchard and then the fencing, as I wanted to replace it with the stone fencing instead. Not sure why I thought I preferred the stone fencing, because now that I've done it, I don't actually really like it that much. I'll probably change it in 5 seconds so it matches my campsite better, which uses a lot of the log furniture. I do have stone paths around my trees to prevent weeds from growing. Not that weeds seem to affect your island's rating one way or another, I just find it really annoying when they inevitably sprout up in your orchard and you're digging through the trees trying to pick them. I chopped down the fruit trees I didn't need before moving on to terraforming, finally getting rid of that field of white flowers that Celeste liked to get stuck in when she visited my island. I thought I had filmed all of that, but apparently I didn't, so apologies if you're hoping for some sped up footage of flower trashing and terraforming. With the back portion of my island at last clear, it took me a few days before I gained the confidence to actually fill it with anything. With any project on your island, it can take a while for things to really come together. So when I did finally get around to setting up the cemetery, I started with the basics, setting up the fence, a few of the tombstones, and starting on the path that I wanted to have going through the whole thing. Like with art, you almost want to start with a sketch before you start filling things in. With Animal Crossing, nothing is permanent. If you play something and don't like it, push it around or move it somewhere else. I wanted my cemetery to feel overgrown, so I used a combination of black cosmo flowers, which I find are the creepiest of the black flowers personally because they kind of look like they have little red eyeballs, and weeds to give that feel. I also added candlesticks and the throwback skull radios, which I have in both red and gray. So this is a preview of what my final graveyard looks like. I will be uploading my first ever island tour in a few days to show it off fully, so please like this video and subscribe if you'd like to see more Animal Crossing videos from me. Oh, and feel free to reach out to me down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!